Donny Cates and Ibon Coelho continue Eddie's strange odyssey into the afterlife as he meets up with some familiar faces and plans a heist of the century, steal back Venom from Knull. Donny Cates continues to offer up some just amazing character development for Eddie, this time having a sort of trip down memory lane and reunion with old dead friends. I love that through the whole issue we had Rex Strickland, who makes his return here, telling Eddie what he can and can't do, something which Eddie has struggled with his whole life, and it came to a head when Eddie finally breaks free from that and is adamant that he will die and end his life on his own terms. It's a fantastic moment showing a man back in control of his life for what could be the final time. Rex Strickland returning was pretty cool, as was the symbiote history being explored with him, with confirmation that when a host dies, they join the Hive and become a codex, which is quite interesting, and I like that Knull can seemingly pull from any codex he wants. The final 2 pages, however, are where the huge payoffs are, and while I won't spoil it here, I will say it's about damn time. Ibon Coelho continues his just wonderful work on the series, having fun with all of the little details each page has as well as page layout, which thanks to most of the book being set in a dreamlike world, it gets totally weird and creative. His horror aesthetics are really on point as well, and I love the creepy suspended people that we see throughout the Hive during Eddie and Rex's trip. Jesus Oberdoff brings Ibon's work to life with wonderful use of light and dark colours, specifically in the scenes where Eddie and Rex return to the burning symbiote-covered New York, which just looks so fantastic. Venom issue 32 continues Donny Cates' stellar job at expanding the symbiote lore as well as giving Eddie Brock some fantastic character development. With a game plan in motion and the reintroduction of some really classic characters, I'm looking forward to what Cates has to offer when King in Black continues this week. I'm going to give this issue a 10 out of 10. Venom issue 32 finds Eddie Brock entering an afterlife thanks to slamming hard into the car at the bottom of the alley. Eddie falls through a black void, unable to claw his way out or even hear himself scream. He remembers seeing the place before, but never like this, since he could always feel a connection to Venom and sense him, but now he can't. He suddenly hears someone calling his name, telling him to wake up since they can free him from this hell, but it's gonna hurt. Eddie rips himself free from the tendrils that had wrapped around his body as the voice tells him to concentrate and to stop falling. The voice tells Eddie that he is currently inside the Hive and part of it now, but he doesn't have to let it swallow him up, and the first thing he has to do is stop falling, so he better brace for impact. Eddie does so, and after a moment wakes up in the alley where Rex Strickland tells him to stand up since they gotta go to work. Rex tells Eddie that this is the end of the line and he's still got a lot to learn. Some people soon come down the street running from symbiotes and Eddie wants to save them, but when he rushes to their aid, he passes straight through them, crashing into the wall behind them. A dragon comes to investigate and Rex yells at Eddie to get away from it, but the man refuses, running straight at the beast. But again he falls through it, only this time it actually hurts him. Rex tells Eddie to come back and let himself heal, as Eddie asks what this was, learning that it was a warning as he finds himself and Rex in a place filled with people, all connected and suspended in the Hive. Rex knows that Eddie is aware of exactly where they are, and all these people are connected to the Hive after Knull took them. Knull didn't just take the civilians though, as Eddie finds Captain America and the Thing among other heroes attached to the Hive as well. Rex knows that there is nothing Eddie could have done or can do to prevent this, but Eddie refuses to believe that, knowing there has to be something he can do to save these people and his son Dylan. Rex says that the man is out of his depth and he's become a codex now, nothing more than a memory thanks to the symbiotes keeping pieces of their hosts they bond with. Rex tells Eddie that these people aren't real, they are just ghosts, and while they themselves can move things around a little, the real world is gone to them. Eddie doesn't understand how they can do this, but the others can't, learning it's because they have bonded to the symbiotes longer than most people suspended in the Hive, and they were just pieces of data. Eddie begins to remember that, remembering how he brought Flash Thompson's codex back to life for a while. He tells Rex they need to get him back to his body, but Rex knows that there is no Eddie Brock anymore, showing him that in the real world, Eddie has actually died. Eddie sees his dead body and his son crying over him, trying to touch Dylan, but he can't. Rex knows it's hard, but there is nothing that they can do about it, and standing around isn't going to help. Eddie tells the man not to touch him, not wanting to accept this new reality, telling Rex that he decides when it's over. He grabs Rex, smashing him into the ground and telling him that he's tired of being pushed around and drowned in this symbiote stuff for his entire life, and that this time they don't get to take his death from him. Rex tries to tell Eddie that there isn't anything that can be done, but Eddie doesn't believe that, knowing that Rex told him that they were able to control these symbiotes in the Hive because they bonded longer with them. Rex knows that that's true, but they can't affect any real change in the physical space. But Eddie says that since he's bonded longer than anyone else with a symbiote, if they find Venom, then they can all break out. Rex knows that that's not a bad plan, but the only problem is getting Venom, since he's currently imprisoned with Knull, and freeing him will take some work. Eddie wonders how he's going to get there alone, but Rex says he won't be alone as they re-enter the Hive, telling Eddie that there is still some symbiote friends in the Hive, and Rex and them will have his back. But more importantly, he's glad to have found the Venom that he was looking for originally all those years ago. Out of the shadows steps Flash Thompson, saying it's good to see Eddie again.